What's up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to the rapid reaction of the NXT Great American Bash 2026. It was a pretty good show tonight. Very different one from, obviously in the past, because this one was on television and there were commercials. And, I said that I was going to do a reaction because I am. So I did, and I did it, and I did the things and everything. But we might have to see how this is going to work out and change because I don't do rubber reactions and ratings for Saturday night's main event. Um, I don't do them from the other NXT specials that happen on Tuesday. So just because this is a premium live event, but it's on regular television with commercials in it, and sure you can watch the screen on screen. I think the WWE should just really just do the thing where pay CW what you have to pay them, and then and just do the matches full, and then do the commercials after the matches. I would just do that because doing commercials in between the matches don't make it definitely doesn't make it feel like a premium live event. It just doesn't. Um, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna do the next one, which apparently is Heat Wave, um, August 30th. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna do the next one. Um, we'll have to wait and see. But I did this one, so we're gonna go ahead and just talk about it. Right. First match was the NXT Championship match between Tony D'Angelo and Naraku. I thought this was a really fun match. It started off pretty hot. Tony was wrestling with the galls of his eye from being burnt on Tuesday, so I thought that was a nice touch. We started off with a major spot right at the beginning. The spear from Tony D'Angelo to Naraku through the board. Good fight. Naraku kept going back. Tony kept fighting back, and Tony hit they had the rights to win. I know some people were surprised that maybe they thought they were going to put the title on Naraku, but I think Tony D'Angelo's probably deserves, a longer run than just a few months. I would not be surprised. And besides, who other than Naraku is ready? Is Naraku the only one that is ready? And that's because he was a New Japan champion. So, I think you keep the title on Tony D until somebody does get ready. Until somebody is ready, and I don't know if there's anybody that is ready yet to hold the NXT championship. Great match. 4 stars. Next one was the Women's North American Championship match. That one was between Zarya and Tatum Paxley, and these two went out and they stole the show tonight. Really, really, really good. The only thing I didn't like about it is that Tatum Paxley hits a cemetery drive on the outside and then hits a cemetery drive in the ring, and Zarya kicks out. And this is becoming really one of my biggest pet peeves is all of the fucking kicking out of finishers. Like that should be a match finish. You hit the cemetery drive outside, and then you hit one in the ring. That should be a 1, 2, 3. That should be a fucking finish. I don't know why it wasn't. But otherwise, these two have some great, chemistry in there. They, both women fought hard. Finally, it ended with a very interesting thing. Zarya hits her F5. Tatum kicks out of that. Zarya can't believe it, so then she started getting on top of her and hitting her in the back of the head and gave her a curb stomp, and then picked her up and hit her with the F5 again for the 1, 2, 3. Now, see again, that's okay, but you don't do the cemetery drive on the outside and then do it in the ring. If you're gonna do that, then just do two back to back in the ring. Supposed to, and then have Zarya kick out of that. But to have a kick out, it's the John Cena thing. If you get mad at John Cena, because John Cena got DDT on the outside, and then all of a sudden he was able to just quickly Justin Gabriel, I think it was Justin Gabriel, then Wade Barrett for the 1, 2, 3 and doing the win. And it was like, oh, really? You do that? And so it's the same thing here. So don't do that shit no more. Sean knows better than that. And the producers know better than that. 4.5 stars though. That was incredible. Next was the Shallow Hill and Trinity Angels match. It was a nice match. Really crazy that at one point they did the thing with Shallow drug him under the ring. This was obviously pre-taped, and then they had someone choke him out. That Shallow took him out with a mask on, and then he climbed from. Then Angels climbed from up from under the ring, and then Shallow came out of nowhere and choked and started choking him again. So yeah, just look crazy stuff there. I thought the match was okay. Shallow Hill won, got his revenge over Trinity Angels. 3 stars. The women's speed match: Ariana Grace versus Ren Sinclair. So I was looking back. I believe this is the first time I've reviewed a speed match on the premium live event. I'm sure I looked back in my notes and I never saw one. Well, actually, you know what? Actually, you know what it did. I have done one. I just didn't look back far enough. NXT No Mercy, a women's speed match. Okay, so and so it's and I had it differently. I had it as a B because listen, you got it's for a title match. It's 5 minutes, and and for a regular match it's 3 minutes. So it's a time limit. So and they're doing they're working hard. They're doing great stuff, but you can't judge it. You know, like you don't judge a normal match. Where there's time and pacing you have to abide by. You have to go a little bit quicker than you normally do for these matches. So as I look back, I see that I gave that match a B. So I forgot it. I had gave it. I was gonna. I started up a new one, but since I know I gave it a letter grade, and this was pretty much the same because what I was gonna have was I was gonna do two thumbs up, thumbs in the middle, thumbs down, two thumbs down. But you know what? I like the letter grade better. And since this was a thumbs up, I'm just gonna give this a B. I thought this was a nice little match. Ren Sinclair hit the cattle mutilation. Ariana Grace tapped out. She retains the women's speed championship. So we have that. Next was Dion Lennox versus Saquon Sugars. Um, yeah, this was fine. They were doing some some okay stuff. The other members of the Dark State was there. Saquon got the victory, even though he jumped in the ring and beat him down and hit him in the stomach and hit him in the back with a baseball bat. So uh, they took it out on him. As Vic Joseph said, Sugars won the battle, but Dion Lennox looked like he's won the war. So yeah, that was okay. It was along the lines of a very nice, decent match. I gave it 3 stars. For the men's North American title, we had um, Tavion Heights versus the champion Miles Bourne. Some very interesting stuff. I don't know if they were doing things on purpose or if there was some like some nervous jitters. But they early in the match they kind of collided together. They were in some of their moves. It was kind of like it was either a struggle or they were really trying to make it feel like a struggle. Um, used to. But they worked hard. They did some good stuff. Belly Belly on the outside for Tavion Heights to Miles Bourne. The finish game with Tavion Heights was going for what looked to be maybe a some type of slam from the carry position, but Miles Bourne was able to in midair reverse it and hit the board again for the victory. Um, so afterwards they shook hands and Miles had a interview with the new chick Emily Asgard. So yeah, it was really nice despite some of the awfulness about it. It was off, but somehow also good. If they were trying to make it feel like a struggle, they did, really really did. Good job on them. If I find out that's really what it was, then I may add on an extra quarter of a star to it. But right now, I give it 3 and 3/4 stars. And then the NXT Women's Title match between Lola Vice and Kendall Gray. Great match here. You had kind of a double pin spot. Lola hit her back fist, and then Kendall Gray hit a hit her elbow back hit her back elbow. They covered each other up. Shit. If I could just what if I could figure out a way to just if I could figure out a way to lose some weight. Maybe that's the reason why I'm not so fucking tired. 'Cause I don't. I'm just work is just. And I'm always yawning. I'm always fucking yawning when I do this, and it doesn't make any. It doesn't. It's just it's unreal. So anyway, yeah, they did a double knockdown spot. That was pretty good. Kendall hit the Shades of Grey for the victory. She's the new NXT Women's Champion. Her and Ren celebrated at the end. Now both of the people in the ring QC are champions. Again, like I said, I don't get her at this point. At this point in time, I don't get Kendall Gray. I just don't. But like I've said before, I didn't get Bianca Belair, and I was wrong about her. So maybe I'll be wrong about Kendall Gray. But I don't know if I see. She's a very good wrestler. That's the thing. But you got to have more than that. I just hate the fact when people are saying something about somebody and then they say, "Well, he can't wrestle." What the wrestling is the least thing that you must know how to do in the wrestling business. Yeah, you want to know how to like work and everything like that. Make sure that you're able to do the moves confidently that you are doing, so that you don't hurt your opponent. Yeah, that. But you need way more than just to get rest, and that's what all of all of the guys that the all of the you know indie favorites that people have liked for years, other than Daniel Bryan, have never amounted to anything. Because yeah, sure they could wrestle, but they didn't have the other parts of what makes a tremendous wrestler. People that was about like Cesaro. Why wasn't Cesaro like a top guy? he just didn't have the he didn't have the it factor. He didn't have the it factor. Great wrestler, but there wasn't something it factor that made him say, you know, he could he could be a champion, world champion. Some people may say that about Sami Zayn, but Sami Zayn has won the championship, yesterday. So and we'll see what that goes. So I don't know. I'm gonna give Kendall Gray a lot more chances for this. I think I'll make a full decision on Kendall Gray after her title reign and see if she grows on me or not. So um yeah. But yeah, that was a really good match between two. Um it was a four and a quarter match, 4.25 stars I gave it. So there you have it. A really good night of wrestling. Again, I think that they need to do something with the commercials. We shouldn't be, if this is a premium live event, just we get commercials on our premium live event on Netflix. So this is a premium live event. I don't mind getting commercials, but have the commercials after the fucking match, not during it. So where you're seeing them having it, picture in picture. No, now you're just making me feel like I'm watching NXT, instead of the premium live event. So we'll see. Like I said, I may or may not continue doing reviews and and ratings for premium, for the PLEs. It was going to continue to look like NXT and Saturday Night's Main Event. So because I don't do it for them, so I shouldn't do it for anything else. So we'll see. Like I said, Heat Wave. I may give it one more chance, or and then we'll see with that. And then maybe I'll make my full decision after Heat Wave. But yeah, that was it for tonight. That was the Great American Bash. Hope you guys watched it and enjoyed it. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know what you guys thought about the NXT Great American Bash. What was your favorite match tonight? Let me know down in the comment section. And also if if you think Kendall Gray is the next big thing, let me know why. And just don't say that she's a great wrestler, because to being the next big thing is more than is a lot more than being a great wrestler. It's a lot more than being a great wrestler. Again, two of the greatest of all time, Hogan and Austin. Austin was a great wrestler, but after he broke his neck, he punched and kicked himself. For those 2 years, from '97 to '99, he punched and kicked his way to championships and being the biggest draw. In almost wrestling history. And Hulk Hogan, that he did what he needed to do. He knew that his charisma and his aura was that all he needed to do was a sail, hook up, big boot, let drop the leg, 1, 2, 3, and he made his money and he drew money for the company. So what? Yeah. So again, like if you think Kendall Gray is the next big thing, please post in the comments why you think that, without saying that she's a great wrestler. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJTRIP signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there, and I am out.